Research is hard, but your tools should not be. Subthesis.com is the free alternative to expensive software. Whether you need to calculate Cronbach's alpha or organize your field notes, Subthesis has a tool for it. No paywalls and no registration required. Check the link in the description and let's dive into today's lesson. Welcome to the Graduate School Prep Series. I'm excited to begin this journey with you, and we're starting with the most fundamental question you need to answer. Is graduate school right for you? This isn't a question with a simple yes or no answer. It requires honest self-reflection, careful analysis of your goals, and a realistic assessment of what graduate education actually entails. Over the next 20 minutes, I'll give you a framework to make this decision thoughtfully, not emotionally. Too many people rush into graduate programs for the wrong reasons, and too many others avoid them when advanced education would genuinely transform their careers. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to determine which category you fall into. Here's what you'll be able to do after this video. First, you'll evaluate your personal and professional motivations for considering graduate school. This is crucial because motivation determines persistence, and graduate school tests your persistence relentlessly. Second, you'll assess your readiness across financial, emotional, and academic dimensions. Being smart enough isn't enough. You need to be ready across multiple areas of your life. Third, you'll understand which careers actually require graduate degrees versus which ones simply benefit from them. This distinction can save you years and tens of thousands of dollars. Fourth, you'll apply a structured decision framework that takes the emotion out of this choice. Let's begin. Let me give you the landscape. There are over 3.1 million graduate students enrolled in the United States right now. That sounds like a lot of people making this choice, but here's the sobering reality. Approximately 40% of them will never complete their programs. They'll leave with debt, without degrees, and often without the career advancement they sought. The average master's student graduates with $66,000 in debt. Doctoral students frequently exceed $150,000, especially in fields without full funding. And here's what program brochures won't tell you. Completion times almost always exceed what you expect. That 2-year master's program, many students take 3. That 5-year doctoral program, the national average is closer to 7 or 8 years. I'm not sharing these statistics to discourage you. I'm sharing them because informed decisions are better decisions. The students who succeed in graduate school are the ones who enter with clear eyes about what they're undertaking. Before we explore good reasons, let's name the wrong ones. I've seen hundreds of students enter graduate programs for these reasons, and most of them struggle. First, escaping a bad job or a weak job market. Graduate school is not a refuge. It's a commitment that demands more of you than most jobs. If you can't handle your current professional challenges, adding academic pressure won't help. Second, uncertainty about career direction. Graduate school narrows your options. It doesn't expand them. A master's in public health prepares you for public health careers. If you don't know what you want, you're not ready to specialize. Third, family or peer pressure. Your parents want to say, "My child the doctor." Your friends are all applying. Neither of these is your reason. You're the one who will spend years in seminars, write the thesis, and pay the loans. Fourth, prestige without purpose. Yes, having advanced letters after your name feels good, but prestige doesn't sustain you through comprehensive exams at 2 in the morning. Fifth, delaying adult decisions. Graduate school is not extended adolescence. If anything, it accelerates your need to make serious life choices about career, location, relationships, and finances. Now the right reasons. First, you have a specific career goal that requires the credential. You want to be a licensed clinical psychologist? You need a doctorate. You want to lead epidemiological research? You need advanced training. When the degree is a genuine requirement, not just a preference, for your specific career goal, graduate school makes sense. Second, you have deep intellectual passion for a field, not just interest. Passion, the kind that makes you read journal articles for fun, that keeps you thinking about problems when you should be sleeping. Graduate school is an intellectual marathon, and passion is your fuel. Third, you want to contribute original knowledge to your field. You're not just consuming information, you want to create it. You have questions that haven't been answered, and you want to be the one to answer them. Fourth, you clearly understand the return on investment timeline. You know that the salary premium might not materialize for 5 to 10 years. You've calculated the opportunity cost. You've made peace with the delayed gratification. Fifth, graduate school aligns with your current life circumstances. Your relationships can handle the strain. Your finances can weather the storm. Your mental health is stable enough for the pressure. Let's talk about career requirements honestly. Some careers absolutely require graduate degrees. You cannot practice medicine without medical school. You cannot become a tenure-track professor without a doctorate in most fields. Licensed psychologists need doctoral degrees. Attorneys need law degrees. These are non-negotiable. Other careers strongly prefer graduate degrees without absolutely requiring them. Hospital administrators can rise through the ranks without an MHA, but it's increasingly difficult. Research scientists in industry often need at least a master's degree to lead projects. Then there are careers where graduate degrees help but aren't essential. Marketing managers, policy analysts, and program managers often benefit from advanced training, but equivalent work experience can substitute. Finally, and this is important, many high-paying, fulfilling careers don't require graduate education at all. Successful entrepreneurs rarely stop to get MBAs. Sales professionals are judged by results, not credentials. Many technology roles value demonstrated skills over degrees. Be honest with yourself about which category your target career falls into. Financial readiness is about more than having money for tuition. The true cost of graduate school equals tuition plus living expenses plus opportunity cost. That opportunity cost is often the biggest number. If you're currently earning $60,000 a year, a 2-year master's program costs you $120,000 in lost wages alone, plus tuition, plus expenses. Now let's talk funding sources. The ideal scenario is full funding through assistantships that cover tuition and provide a stipend. This is common in doctoral programs, less common in master's programs. Savings and family support can help, but be realistic about how long they'll last. Employer tuition reimbursement is excellent if available, but often comes with work obligations that slow your progress. Student loans are sometimes necessary but should be minimized. You also need emergency reserves. Graduate students face unexpected costs constantly. Your laptop dies before your thesis defense. Your car breaks down. A family emergency requires travel. Without reserves, these situations become crises. Finally, calculate your debt to expected income ratio. Borrowing $100,000 for a degree that leads to a $50,000 salary is a different equation than the same debt for a career paying $150,000. Know your numbers. Academic readiness goes beyond your GPA. Yes, strong performance in advanced undergraduate courses matters, particularly in your intended field of study, but graduate school demands different skills than undergraduate. Do you have research or professional writing experience? Graduate programs require you to write constantly and write well. If your longest paper has been 5 pages, the transition to 20-page seminar papers and 100-page theses will be jarring. Can you work independently for extended periods? Unlike undergraduate, where professors structure your week with assignments and deadlines, graduate school requires self-direction. You might have months between check-ins with your advisor. Are you comfortable with ambiguity? In undergraduate, there were right answers. In graduate school, you're often exploring questions no one has definitively answered. That uncertainty is exciting for some people and paralyzing for others. Do you have a track record of completing long-term projects? Graduate degrees are multi-year commitments with delayed gratification. If you've successfully planned and executed projects spanning months or years in any context, that's a positive indicator. Emotional and social readiness often determine success more than academic ability. Graduate school has higher rates of anxiety and depression than almost any other environment. You need to enter with a strong foundation. Assess your support system. Who will you call when you're overwhelmed? Who will celebrate your small victories? Who will remind you of your worth when imposter syndrome hits? If your support system is weak, build it before enrolling. Consider your relationships. Partners and close friends need to understand that graduate school will consume significant time and energy. Relationships need flexibility to survive this period. If your relationships are already strained, adding this pressure rarely helps. Your mental health baseline matters enormously. Graduate school amplifies existing tendencies. If you struggle with anxiety, the uncertainty and evaluation will intensify it. If you battle depression, the isolation of independent work can worsen it. I'm not saying people with mental health challenges shouldn't attend graduate school. I'm saying they should enter with treatment plans, coping strategies, and self-awareness. Also, develop an identity beyond achievement. Your self-worth cannot depend entirely on academic success because graduate school includes significant failure. Papers get rejected, experiments don't work, advisors criticize your ideas. You need an identity that can absorb these setbacks. Let's do the opportunity cost calculation that most prospective students avoid. Consider two versions of yourself over 20 years. Version A enters the workforce now with your current credentials. Version B spends 2 to 7 years in graduate school, then enters the workforce. In year 1, version A is earning money, while version B is spending it or earning a small stipend. By year 3 or 4, when version B graduates, version A has significant career experience and likely promotions. Version B starts at a higher entry point but without those years of advancement. The crossover point where version B's total lifetime earnings exceed version A's might be 10 or 15 years out. For some careers, version B wins decisively. For others, the lines never cross. Beyond finances, count the non-financial costs. Graduate school often requires relocation. It strains or ends relationships. It can damage health through stress and sedentary work. These costs are real, even if they don't appear on a spreadsheet. Finally, honestly consider the good enough career alternative. Is there a path to a satisfying career without the graduate degree? Would that path actually make you happy? Sometimes the answer is yes, and that's valuable information. Timing matters more than most people realize. Entering directly from undergraduate has advantages. You're still in academic mode, you haven't inflated your lifestyle with a professional salary, and you finish earlier. The disadvantage is you may lack clarity about your goals, you have no professional experience to contextualize your learning, and you've never had the financial independence that graduate school requires you to sacrifice. Early career entry after 2 to 5 years of work is often ideal. You have professional experience that enriches your academic work. You know whether you actually need the degree for your goals. You've saved some money. The disadvantage is that returning to a student income feels like a significant step backward. Mid-career entry brings wisdom and clarity. You know exactly what you want from the degree. Your professional network supports your research, but family obligations are often greater, and you may struggle to adapt to being a student again after years of professional authority. Later career pivots are absolutely valid. People change fields successfully at any age, but be realistic about the return on investment timeline and whether you're pursuing the degree for genuine career advancement or intellectual fulfillment. Both are valid, but they're different calculations. Here's your decision framework. Run your situation through these 4 filters in sequence. Filter 1 is career necessity. Is graduate school required or strongly preferred for your specific career goal? If you can achieve your goals without it, the remaining filters don't matter. If it's required, proceed to filter 2. Filter 2 is personal readiness. Based on our earlier discussion, are you academically, emotionally, and socially prepared for graduate school? If significant gaps exist, the decision isn't no, it's not yet. Address the gaps first. Filter 3 is financial viability. Can you complete the degree without catastrophic debt? Have you calculated the true cost, including opportunity cost? If the numbers don't work, explore cheaper programs, better funding, or more time to save. Filter 4 is timing alignment. Is now the right moment given your life circumstances? Sometimes all other filters pass, but the timing is wrong. A delay of a year or 2 to get your life in order is not a failure, it's wisdom. Only if you pass all 4 filters should you proceed with applications. If you're unsure, don't guess, explore. Conduct informational interviews with current graduate students, not program administrators selling you enrollment, but actual students living the experience. Ask them the questions administrators won't answer honestly. What surprised you most about the program? What do you wish you'd known? Would you make the same choice again? Audit a graduate course if possible. Many universities allow this. Experience the reading load, the discussion format, the intellectual demands before you commit. Attend an academic conference in your field of interest. See what the professional community looks like. Does this tribe feel like your people? The conversations, the topics, the culture, does it excite you or exhaust you? Work in a university research setting, even in a support role. Many research assistants discover whether they love or hate academic environments before investing in their own graduate education. Consider professional certificates as a test run. A graduate certificate requires genuine investment but much less than a full degree. It gives you authentic exposure to graduate level work with an exit point if it's not right for you. Pause this video and do this exercise. I'm serious. Get a piece of paper or open a document. Rate your motivations on 2 scales from 1 to 10. Intrinsic motivation means love of learning, passion for the field, desire to contribute knowledge. Extrinsic motivation means career advancement, salary increase, credential acquisition. Neither is wrong, but know which dominates. If your intrinsic motivation is below 5, question whether you'll persist when external rewards feel distant. Next, rate your readiness in 3 categories. Academic readiness, how prepared are you for graduate level work? Emotional readiness, how stable is your mental health and support system? Financial readiness, how well can you manage the financial demands? Any score below 5 deserves attention before you apply. Now identify your top 3 concerns about graduate school. Be honest. Is it the money, the time, leaving your job, relationship strain, imposter syndrome? Name them specifically, because unnamed fears are unmanaged fears. Finally, write your graduate school why in 1 single sentence. If you can't articulate it clearly, you're not ready. These red flags don't mean never, they mean not yet. If your primary motivation is escaping a bad job, a difficult relationship, or general life dissatisfaction, address those issues first. Graduate school adds stress. It doesn't solve underlying problems. If you're experiencing significant instability in major life areas, now is not the time. Graduate school requires a stable foundation. You can't write a thesis while your housing situation is precarious or your primary relationship is collapsing. If you cannot articulate specific, realistic post-degree goals, you need more exploration. Vague desires for better opportunities don't sustain you through comprehensive exams. If your financial plan depends entirely on student loans with no funding, savings, or income, reconsider. Heavy debt without guaranteed high income is a trap. Finally, pay attention when people who know you well express concerns. They might see patterns you can't. This doesn't mean they should make your decision, but their concerns deserve serious consideration rather than defensive dismissal. These green flags suggest you're ready to proceed. You have a clear, specific career vision, and the graduate degree is a genuine requirement or significant accelerant for that path, not a vague sense that it might help, but a concrete understanding of how the credential enables your goals. You've demonstrated passion through independent learning. You already read in your field without being assigned to. You seek out conferences, webinars, and discussions. You're not waiting for a professor to make you engage. You're already engaged. Your financial plan goes beyond mere survival. You've saved money, identified funding sources, and built buffers for unexpected expenses. You're not hoping it works out. You've planned for it to work out. Your support system isn't just tolerating your decision. They're engaged and prepared. They understand what you're undertaking and have adjusted their expectations accordingly. Finally, when you think about starting graduate school, excitement outweighs anxiety. Yes, there's nervousness, but underneath is genuine enthusiasm for the learning ahead. Here's a simple matrix to clarify your decision. On one axis, does your career genuinely require this degree, high need or low need? On the other axis, are you actually ready right now, high readiness or low readiness? If you have high career need and high readiness, apply now. You know what you want, you need the degree to get it, and you're prepared. Move forward confidently. If you have high career need but low readiness, prepare and then apply. The degree is necessary for your goals, but you're not ready yet. That's okay. Build readiness systematically and apply when you're prepared. This might take 6 months or 2 years, but it's better than starting unprepared. If you have low career need but high readiness, seriously consider alternatives. You're capable of graduate school, but do you actually need it? Could you achieve similar outcomes through other paths? If you have both low career need and low readiness, focus your energy elsewhere right now. Graduate school isn't your path at this moment. That might change, but forcing it now serves no one. If you've worked through this framework and the answer is yes, here's what comes next. First, research programs systematically. We'll cover this in depth in the next video, but begin identifying programs that align with your goals, not just the most prestigious names. Second, start building relationships with potential recommenders now. The strongest recommendation letters come from people who know you well over time, not professors you approach 2 weeks before the deadline. Third, strengthen your application profile. If your GPA has weak spots, consider post-baccalaureate coursework. If you lack research experience, seek opportunities. Identify and address gaps proactively. Fourth, develop your financial strategy. Apply for scholarships early. Research assistantship opportunities. Understand employer reimbursement policies. Build savings. Fifth, create a realistic timeline. Most programs have deadlines 12 to 18 months before enrollment. Work backward from your target start date. If the answer is no or not yet, that's not a failure, it's wisdom. This decision honors your self-knowledge. You've done something most people don't, honestly assessed your situation rather than following the crowd or family pressure. That maturity will serve you well in whatever path you choose. Plan to revisit this decision annually. Circumstances change. Career requirements evolve. Your readiness develops. What's wrong now might be right in 2 years. Keep the door open mentally. In the meantime, pursue professional development alternatives. Certificates, workshops, on-the-job training, mentorship, and self-directed learning all advance your career without the commitment of graduate school. If specific readiness gaps emerge from this assessment, build what you're missing, strengthen your financial position, develop your writing skills, build your support system, address mental health concerns. These improvements benefit you regardless of whether graduate school ever enters your future. Trust that if graduate school is truly right for you, the timing will align. Forcing a decision before you're ready creates problems that patience would have prevented. Let's summarize what we've covered. Graduate school is right for some people at some times in their lives. It's not universally good or universally bad. The question is whether it's right for you right now. Honest self-assessment is your greatest tool. The statistics on dropout rates and crushing debt come from people who didn't do this work. You're doing it. That already puts you ahead. Use the 4 filters: career necessity, personal readiness, financial viability, and timing alignment. All 4 matter. Passing 3 out of 4 still means you're not ready. If your answer is not yet, honor that conclusion. Readiness can be built. Timing shifts. A thoughtful delay is not a failure. It's strategic patience. In the next video, we'll explore the differences between master's and doctoral programs. If you've determined graduate school is right for you, that video will help you identify what type of program fits your goals. Thank you for your attention, and I'll see you in the next video. Writing a thesis is a marathon, not a sprint, but you do not have to run it alone. If you are feeling stuck with your data or overwhelmed by your sources, let us help. Head over to subthesis.com. It is completely free and designed to make your life easier. You are making progress. Keep going. And don't forget to subscribe for more support.